Morning, folks. Phil Gallagher here of Thraben University, back for another week of daily D&T. Thank you very much to Nathan S. for supporting this week of daily D&T. This is the last currently funded week of daily D&T, so if you enjoy the series, please continue supporting it. Information will be down in the description for all the videos this week. Okay, so I got bored, and I decided we were going to play a bad deck list this week. A lot of people have messaged me being like, Phil, why don't you splash for blue for Lavinia? It's such a good sideboard card right now. And I went, all right, fine, we'll do it. We'll splash blue this week. So we are going to splash for Meddling Mage and Spell Queller in the main deck. Let's play a deck that is just going to absolutely bully combo decks. And then in the sideboard, we're going to give ourselves a lot of utility. So we are going to play a bunch of things that are going to be bullets for matchups. So against a lot of control decks, like, this is going to be super, super annoying to deal with. It's a faster clock than just about anything else you can play at 3 mana. Assuming the body is unchecked, it is just 6 damage a turn, which is pretty savage. We're going to have Deputy of Detention to remove annoying permanents like, I don't know, Oko, to name one. We'll have Lavinia. So in case you're not familiar with this card, each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with CMC greater than the number of lands that player controls. So notably, that means they can never cast 0-drops. This is very relevant for a deck like the Breach deck, which relies on LED and Lotus Petal to go off. Okay, sorry. Let me finish reading the card, and then what I said will make more sense. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that card. So it's the second portion here that stops the 0-mana artifacts. And the first part slows down a lot of decks that rely on soul lands to accelerate out their non-creature spells or other fast mana like Lotus Petal. So you can slow down something like a Show and Tell, a Eureka, a Chandra, a Karn from being cast ahead of the curve. So notably, excuse me, the blue splash is going to be playing some double blue cards in the sideboard, and my mana is going to be worse overall, so we will be dropping Rishadan Port from this build, which may sound like blasphemy. But every time I've played the blue splash build in the past, it's just been so important to try to hit the mana that I need early. So to show this off, we are playing 15 blue sources. Or sorry, 13. 13 blue sources in this deck. Many of the builds that are splashing for 1 or 2 cards, and none of them are double colored, can try to get away with something in the range of like 7 to 9. But if I'm going to play Meddling Mage and try to like Mise games with that, I really need the ability to play it on turn 2. That's why we've dropped Rishadan Port from this build. Let's contrast this with like a red splash build, where you're looking to play like your one of Magus of the Moon at absolute earliest on turn 3, but more realistically, a lot of games you're not gonna like have the ability to go and get that until like turn 4, 5, 6, off a Recruiter of the Guard or something like that. So that's kind of what's going on with like why we're so heavy on the blue in the mana base. We're not gonna go so deep as to play a second island to have 2 basics for True Name Nemesis in the sideboard. Because Island is going to be pretty bad in this deck. I want access to Island, but if you'll take a look, only 4 of my fetch lands actually do go and get Island. Because it's going to be more important to get the 5 basic planes most of the time than it is to get like the first or second island. In a vast majority of the games, we will operate as a largely mono-white deck. We have 7 blue cards main deck, and some more coming in for the post-sideboard games. talking about the creature base just a touch more, we've cut the Revokers from the main decks for the Meddling Mages, and we've cut your flex slot beaters for the Spell Quellers. They'll still get the job done in the air, while also taking out some relevant spell along the way. So that's it for the deck tech, and check the channel for the first round. Cheers.